welcome to the B Team Podcast. I am your host, Josh Safran, with my co-host,
Matt Mars,
and our permanent guest,
Rob Nelson.
We're here every week to talk to you about all things Bentonville, bourbon, and business. The B Team Podcast. Be here. Episode 4. Did you ever think we'd get to episode 4?
No, I did not.
I shocked we got past episode 1.
And I'm still here.
Again, we haven't gotten a better offer yet, I'm not going to lie. I mean, the thought was, so Clint, we'll introduce you in a second, but Rob's our permanent guest, and permanent with the air quotes, and I just was shocked that we got him to the 4th episode, quite honestly.
Hey, man, congratulations.
The viewers have been writing in saying they root for me.
I'll be on your team.
Yeah, they're on my team.
Yeah, for sure.
So we brought a special, we got to get right into the bourbon.
Let's go into it, because the last time we had bourbon, it wasn't very good.
No, it was terrible. Now, for the 4th one, because we made it, we brought some E.H. Taylor small batch.
Now, Clint, you haven't tried this before, right?
I never have, no.
You will. This will be a fan favorite.
I'm a huge Buffalo Trace fan, so
Start out with
I'm excited about it.
Clint. Whoa.
Now, I have a feeling that, again,
Rob.
Nice.
this may not be E.H. Taylor, though. I'm a little nervous after what you guys did last time.
Just like court.
No, here. I mean, I wish we would have actually
Jeez.
brought some glass to drink it out
Nah,
of.
red solo cup.
But I mean,
You don't think it's classy?
it is just low class. For the viewers, tell us just 30 seconds about what we're drinking. So it's an allocated bourbon that's hard to get. I think it's only $30 or $40 normally.
That's not what you pay, of course, on the
no.
secondary.
Yeah, I'll
But,
get $8 for it.
Yeah. Well, we know who's taking it home at the end of the night.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's
Cheers.
Yeah,
Cheers, you guys.
Cheers.
And I still don't know how Josh got Clint to come today, but somehow you coaxed him into being here.
That's tasty.
That's as good as everything you hear about it. Right
It's
there.
tasty.
That's great.
Really good.
All right, so we're going to introduce Clint.
I like
but
it.
When I talk about Clint, and I've shared with you, he's like, was it Dos Equis, the most interesting man in the world? Like, wasn't it the Dos Equis thing? And then I meet Clint, and I'm like, this is the North American, Arkansas version of the most interesting man in the world.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a lot of fun with Clint today, because he's got like 9,000 things going on. He's got like pictures in the background. He's got an amazing, beautiful wife. He's got wonderful kids. Yeah. But tell us about your primary business. You own a clothing business down in Fayetteville.
Yeah, so I have a clothing company called Southern Trend Clothing in Fayetteville. Tom Pagnozzi and I started this probably 15, 16 years ago.
And Tom Pagnozzi, for the viewers, he used to play just a little bit of baseball, right?
Yeah, so he's a 3-time Gold Glove, played 11, 12 years in the big leagues back in Ozzie Smith era, and I was very lucky to be able to play for the University of Arkansas.
Woo Pig.
And yeah, Woo Pig, and Tom was the assistant coach. And so I got to meet him, and he helped me get a couple years to play pro ball, and once I had an arm injury and decided to retire, come back, he wanted me to do something in art, and somehow Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, a bike rally. I was doing some designs, and Tom financially supported me and was there for me, and we started a screen printing business called Southern Trend Clothing. With our relationship with the university, it led into printing a lot of University of Arkansas stuff, and
And you got a brick and mortar on campus, right? You guys got an actual store.
Not on campus. We're off of Sycamore, just right down the road, so not too far from it.
It's a beautiful shop. I've been in there a couple times.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
So what do you specialize in, like Razorback?
Yeah, Razorback, our brand Southern Trend. We have a few hundred wholesalers that carry Southern Trend, and then the back side of the business, we do a lot of design work for customers, people who are starting apparel brands, and we do all the printing for them and fulfillment. So it's a little bit of everything. We just try to make sure we find the pain points of our customers and kind of, fill those gaps, take a little pressure off of them, the stuff they really don't want to do that's time consuming. And that allows them to really focus on their brand and marketing and et cetera. So it works out for us.
You got a swag to show us? You got something?
Yeah, man, I brought you guys a few shirts, little mixed sizes.
Sweet.
So in this, you'll see like how we really got started was the vintage Razorback, the vintage logo. That's really when we kind of got started. So there's some mixed sizes.
Hold one up for the camera. Show us a little.
Yeah. So a design that, the hog leaning on the A, the hog going through the A is very popular for us. We do everything baseball designs. We do a lot of basketball. So y'all will have to kind of go through some of these sizes here. But
I think they might
I've got it. Yeah.
2X, right?
2X, baby.
Yeah. So
I love the vintage. The
vintage is really
cool.
is really neat. Yeah, we're very fortunate to be able to kind of get in on that early and do it. Yes,
that's what that he uses the high quality shirts.
Yeah,
too.
We print a lot. Yeah, we print a lot on comfort colors. We print a lot on some traveling cotton. So we try to get a mixed bag for everything for the customer.
And this is your design. You do this yourself. This is
yeah. So we have rides through the university and CLC to be able to use the logos that they have that is trademark, and then we design around it, letters, and kind of build a design. And
look at that thing.
So it's fun.
Look at the front too.
That's class.
So a good example on this, cool. Farmington High School came in today, and they love this design. We're just kind of switching out the ribby and to a Cardinal, and Arkansas to Farmington, and we'll build a brand for them and print all their goods. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's good.
One of these days, the B team may have to hire him to, we get to our clothing line, and
I'd love to do that. Yeah, it'd be fun. Give me a good reason to come up here and drink some good bourbon.
Yeah,
sure. And I'm sure you'd give us like a small 5% discount on our shirts.
Man, I'll tell you what. Yeah, if I get to drink whiskey out of a red Solo cup, I'm in. We make something work.
Yeah, sure. I think this is your size. Family and friends, it's usually only 20% over list.
That's right. Yeah,
kids.
And I can exchange any of these. So I just wanted to bring some gifts. And
thank you.
What's the best seller? What do you like? What do you guys sell out of?
When we're winning, football, we'll sell a lot of shirts. Basketball, is the same way. I really tip my hat to Coach Muss. He really does a fine job of promoting us. When I'm working with Coach Muss and kind of maybe spending some time helping him do some stuff, whether it's a banquet or a dinner, he always returns the favor. He'll come in and get shirts. He'll tweet it out, put it on Instagram, go to Southern Trend, and it really, really helps. Athletics is a really big deal, for us and the Razorback brand. Southern Trend is a clothing company that we try to make sure that a family, we design it, print it in-house, so it allows us to be able to sell it affordable. So we really want to make sure that if a mom comes in, she feels like she could buy, her family a shirt too and not break the bank. It's a big deal to us. It all plays a part. It really does. And then obviously our customer base, some of our customers that we design for, like John Rich, I was talking to you guys earlier. When we go do their bar in Nashville or any of their promotion stuff, it's big for our company as well.
Nice.
So a new entrepreneur could come in and meet with your team and basically say, hey, I have thought of a clothing brand, and you help with the logistics of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's right here.
Yeah. Pretty much, what I've learned over the years is be transparent. Like, don't try to tell somebody that you can do something that you are not familiar with or can't. So when we do fulfillment, if they use Shopify on a website, we'll say, hey, we're familiar with that. If it's another platform and we're not familiar with it, we'll learn it. Just bear with us. And, just jump through the loops with us, and we'll fix it and get it rolling for you. And I think just being transparent up front is a big deal.
Super high quality shirts.
Yeah. That's awesome. A lot of times, and my wife does this, you have to search, for vintage stuff.
Yeah.
It's so nice that you have.
Yeah.
You can buy the vintage that's new.
Yeah.
Handmaster.
I have a funny story about it, but it would eat up some time. But I kind of used the relationship I had when I played baseball with the gentleman that was over the licensing, and I was like, hey, I really need this. And he was like, no, they're locked down. They won't be brought out. And I'd already had pre-orders from boutiques. And I said, well, I have these orders if you want them. And he was like, this many? And I was like, yes. And he somehow got our small screen printer, a distribution channel, I guess you would say, of one of the only licensees at the time in the country for all of colleges, and they've kind of grandfathered us in. So so it was good.
Now you mentioned Coach Muss. So we ready to get into how you and I met?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
that's why we're here.
I love this story.
So I got a lot of kids. We know I have a lot of kids, and and we were at a charity auction, and they're like, just bid on this thing, and I'm like, what am I bidding on? Well, apparently, you are the designer of the custom shoes for Coach Muss.
Yeah.
And so I bid on this event, and I'm like, all right, this is cool. We're buying 6 pairs of shoes. I don't know what the heck I just spent. So I get on the phone with you, and you're like, who am I talking? Like, you can see it was super awkward when we get on the phone.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, and how it all started, honestly, on the shoes is the painting in the background Coach Muss had bought for me and purchased, and I took it to his office, and Coach Muss and I were talking, and he said, hey, before you leave, I need a favor to ask. And I said, what's up? And he said, I need you to paint all my shoes. And I was like, oh, crap. And
what an honor, though. Yeah, you're like,
yeah, and I was like, man, my only problem is that if we do them, we're going to do them. And I was like, this is going to burn up a lot of time, but we got to be, really find a creative way that this will come back to me. And it has, and that's how you and I met.
Yep.
And I've met a lot of people through these shoes that have helped me in the art side of the world, from sponsoring, events and stuff. So it's really worked out. When Coach Muss and I started doing the shoes, then all of a sudden it was these banquets, and they were like, hey, we're going to sell this, the shoe party. Like, will you paint with someone, and we'll sell it at an auction and raise the money, and it go back into NIL, Friends of Basketball. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I get a phone call for the group that runs, Friends of Basketball. She's like, hey, we sold your deal. It went really well, but I think there's like a family of, 30, 25. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what have we done, And she was like, well, tell me no. They're real nice people, but there's like 6 kids.
Real nice people.
Yeah. And I was like, so 8 total, huh? And they're like, yeah, I think it's like 7 or 8. I was like, you know what? Let's do it. And man, it was perfect. I mean, it really was. The family was fantastic, professional. I mean, class act. My wife and I we hope we raise our kids as good as you've done yours. And I mean,
shout out to Emily on that one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, man, they were attention to detail, listen to everything I had to say, and it was a blast.
Well, he was like a kid in the candy.
Oh my God!
Because when that's all he talked about.
So. Yeah, I can only picture.
Oh my God! But I get Clint.
I mentioned you couldn't sleep the night before.
Oh God! But I get Clint on the phone, and there's this like awkward like dance that we're doing. Like you come down in these hours, and I'm like, I just spent a lot of money, and we're working through it, and I show up, and I'm like, oh man, this is a match made in heaven. He was so good with the kids, and let me show you the shoes, because that's what we do here.
We're visual. He's been waiting on this all day.
I mean, look at this. Like these were all white Air Force Ones, and
you painted them.
Well, I actually put like a little bit of red right here. And then Clint goes, no, I got this for you. So he did these.
He took the shoe from
he just thought it was going to be a disaster.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it was going to be bad. And Clint's like, I'll do it for you because you're paying. And it was awesome. But pull out some of the ones that you've done, because like there's some just badass shoes that you've done. Coach Muss will give me some ideas, and he's like, hey, here's some terms we're going to use for certain games. And, like he says, there's going to be a game where I'm really going to talk about family. So, I don't know where the cameras are. I can just lay them where you guys can.
We'll snap some pictures as well. So this is, I love this.
Yeah, it's just a cool kind of, just artwork, abstract. Shark and Saw is obviously a really big deal. Here's a great example. So Shark and Saw, I have in my notes, like one thing that I'll do is if I see something that I missed out on, I'll always look back at my notes if I'm like slow at my work, and I go back and date. I noticed that it was like, hey, do a Shark and Saw shirt. So, business was kind of slow, kind of like what it is right now. It was in early February. So I told my girls at work, I'm like, hey, we're going to do a Shark and Saw shirt. And we have like this thing where it's like, if you don't like a design, they'll say, okay, we'll do a minimum of like 36. And I'm like, okay. So that was the girls telling me, hey, this is stupid. But I did a Shark and Saw shirt. I painted these shoes last year, gave them to Coach Muss, and I said, I want you to post this.
Did you come up with Shark and Saw as the idea?
No, it's the student section did. And where they got it from, I really don't know his history on it. But when the girls kind of told me, hey, we'll do the minimum 36, I shot it over to Coach Muss and said, hey, here's your shoe. Here's a shirt to go with it. Will you throw it on, Twitter for me? So he threw it on Twitter. And it was when he was in the arm sling. You remember?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And he said, hey, better than that, I'll come down there and I'll sign some shirts. So we posted it. The girls came back in. They're like, hey, we had like 1,500 orders. Wow. We got a print. Coach Muss is in Southern Trend. He's signing with one arm, telling kids to hold it because he can't hold it.
Wow.
So that's why I paint the shoes. And Coach Muss is great about.
So what is this your logo?
Yeah. So created that logo for Coach Muss.
Got the logo.
I got that trademark. Coach Moss came in and we talked about it. And he's like, what is this? Like, hey, it's an E and an M. I think of you as just being a little guy that has a lot of like force behind it, and you don't look back over your shoulder see if anybody's behind you. When you're mad, everybody's got your back, and you have the whole crowd. So I think of this Viking type, shield mentality, and I just think this fits your personality. Whenever I look at it, I just think it's like this medieval, like, there's my leader. If he goes into battle, I'm coming with him. And he's like, sweet, I love it. So we got it trademarked, so cool. And we got a trademark for apparel, and that's just kind of like his Jordan, logo on his shoe, a kind of brand.
So what logo would you do for Rob Nelson? So like you talk about Coach Musk, like what logo would you do for the RN in Rob Nelson? Like think about that. I'm putting you on the spot. On the spot.
Man, I don't know. I'll really have to think about that.
He's kind of
here's the deal.
Guy.
Let's do this. Let's do this. I'll come back in 6 months with a logo. And maybe y'all can kind of present it. So we'll buy you 6 months on. They see where I'm going with that.
Look at
so
man.
You see where I'm going.
He may not be back though in 6 months as a permanent guest.
You just missed the whole point. Rob bought Clint before we got here.
I saw what just happened.
I think he might have flipped him.
So I'll create a logo. You got me about 6 months. We'll regroup here. So I'll watch it under 6 months.
Place and have the logo there. It doesn't have to be here.
Okay. I'm just trying to buy you some more time on the podcast. I can't let him kick you off. You know what I mean?
The viewers are voting.
Yeah.
So so now these shoes, are these? Can anyone get these shoes, or is this?
No, that's a one-time deal. Once we do auction them off. People can buy them. The money goes back to Friends of Basketball. That helps Coach Mullis with NIL money and to be able to give to players. It's more than, Friends of Basketball is more than giving, a kid a check for a large sum. What is neat about them is they will buy silverware, and they're going to keep that silverware each year. When players come back, they're going to have that silverware. It's one less thing they have to buy. So a lot of people think, hey, they're just writing a check for $300,000 and, he didn't pan out, didn't work. That may be the case for a 5-star, but, there's a lot of kids that play that need, $100 gift certificate to Walmart, and that money from Friends of Basketball can be distributed out to these players in different ways. So we've sold some shoes for $1,500 a piece, and that $1,500 will go back in a pot, and that's that. Another thing that's neat about this is on the art side, I have a customer right now, without mentioning any names, I should ask for permission, but he bought an original piece of art off of me. He's a customer of mine, huge basketball fan, has seats on the court. During the during the Duke game, I took a picture of him. He's got his hands up in the air, and he's the type of guy that it's hard to gift for, right? I mean, he's got everything that he needs. He's very blessed. He's very humble.
Let's talk about you, Matt.
Yeah,
I was there,
and I brought him in my office, and I printed off that picture of him. Yeah. Coach Musk came in and signed it. Said, "Hey, thanks for all your support, Friends of Basketball." And I gave him one of those shoes, and Coach Musk wrote the game score on there. So the guy contributes to Friends of Basketball, and in return, he got a game-worn shoe.
Wow.
So and he's told me over and over, he's like, dude, this is a crazy gift because I have it in my office, and it's
a one of a kind. Yeah. And he wears them once, and that's it, right?
That is it. I'm lucky if he wears it 2 halves. If he's losing, he's got this superstition thing. He takes them off, doesn't wear his second half. That's why they all look so new, I think.
It's been a rough year.
Well, it's just nice because it's something, like you said, that you can't get, whether you have stuff like it has to be a gift.
Yeah. Unless you have 6 kids and you spend it on an auction.
Unless you're Josh.
And then I just do some clean ones, man. I think just
I like that one.
I think just super cool. Coming up with designs clean. And then military, we'll do a military shoe, and it's fun.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, I also like doing it. There's a lot of kids that want to paint. I tell everybody what I use. I use this, Angelus paint is where I get all my material. The biggest thing on shoes, if anybody out there is wanting to paint, is the prep work. You use acetone, you scuff them down. That is what this Angelus paint is for. It's a leather paint, but it really allows it to adhere to the shoe.
And you had to learn this all on the fly, like anything.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about shoes. No, it's all. A lot of people say, "Hey, I can't do art," and I'm like, "Man, I really can't either." It's just about the research and steps. And once you figure out the steps and you write it down, you get the hang of it. I encourage everybody to paint shoes. I actually had a conversation with a kid just wanting to make some extra money on the side. I mean, he's 21 years old, and I said, man, anything you want to do, when people hit me up on Instagram, I'll just shoot them your way, make some money.
I mean, the detail in this. Look at this.
Well, and you're going to pull out a pair. You're going to show us how you do with some freehand.
Maybe.
These designs are just.
I don't know. I should have done this before I drank the whiskey, but I'll try. Yeah. So,
they're a little small though. I was hoping you had a little bit bigger pair.
I think they're.
oh no,
Those are Coach Muss's shoes.
I'm gonna.
I think they'll fit Josh.
I'm gonna throw Coach Moss under the bus here. We were painting on 8.5s, and I was like, man, these are really small. And he was like, hey, next time you get your shoes through the university, tell them I gotta have size 8s. I'm wearing 2 pair of socks with 8.5s. I was like, man, okay, you got it right. I mean, he's great about it. He laughs. He's fine.
So you're gonna freehand some of this cool art on there?
Man, maybe, yeah. I don't know. Is this in the right spot? Can I raise this up just a little bit? Maybe just this hair. That's perfect right there.
Oh.
So
Yeah, get it up.
Yeah.
That's the camera.
Yeah.
Thing.
some of the, and I just grabbed one of these. This right here is like a metallic. It's one of Coach Muss. He likes this color. But just a little touch, and man, you just, with confidence, you just start painting. So, it's all about really pulling the brush. And the key to all this is thin coats. I know whenever you were there, you really heard me preach, like, it's thin coats. Don't try to make it where it's completely covered in the first pass. And over time, it'll just start looking great. I mean, and I'm kind of staying inside the threads, but you notice wherever I start, I pull to me, and that allows you to have control of the paintbrush, and it allows you to really smooth out, your lines, and that's really it.
And you're a lefty, which makes it harder, correct? I mean, because you're...
and, a lot of, if you drag your hand, yeah. I mean, so...
Matt's a left.
I'm a lefty, so, maybe I can paint shoes.
Yeah, man, you should. You should paint shoes, but...
So while you're doing that, we're going to put you on the spot.
Yeah, let's go for it.
So you do the shirts, you do the shoes, and then you also do
do art.
big art.
Yeah, this is art. Yeah, so my wife and I were talking outside, and I'm on my way to Jackson Hole next week. I'll be gone all next week.
That's amazing.
It's one of my favorite places in the U.S.
I've never been there. I'm super excited. A good friend of mine, John, that owns 7 Brew Coffee, called me up and he said, hey, I've got some room on the square. Would you be interested in putting some of your art in there and display it? And obviously that's a lifetime, opportunity. It's very hard to get art in there. I've turned in my portfolio before and had a good response, but it's definitely going to take some time to get in those art galleries. So I have an opportunity to put a lot of art in Jackson Hole. It'd be kind of a private art studio, and I'll be able to go there hopefully twice a year, meet some interior designers, and show them, hey, here's some art available if, any of our customers ask. So I'm super excited about it. I do about 10 to 15 originals a year. I've got a great portfolio.
And you're focused on animals, correct?
Yeah, so I love doing animals and connecting personalities with the person I'm doing the art for. It's amazing. The gentleman that has both my Razorbacks, one is named Southpaw. The name of it, it's painted on the left side because it was a left-handed pitcher at University of Arkansas, so it tells a story about why I named it Southpaw, etc. When I did this Razorback, a good friend of mine, Dax, bought it. Whoever buys the original, if it's not a commission piece leading up, they get to name it. He named this one Shank because he's a huge baseball fan, and that was an announcer when I played that would sing the national anthem, and then as he's walking off the field, he would call out the lineup. Off the heart, he's known for, just being one of the greatest announcers ever. This is baseball, we really miss him. So, the stories just go on and on. I've got about 40 originals out there that I've done, and they've all been sold, and I'm very blessed for that.
But this isn't painting, correct?
No.
The story on what this is.
Yeah, it is and it is. And I started off on clayboard, which is almost like a pegboard. A group out of Texas, they put gesso. It's a material on there that they put on there, and then they sand it where it's super smooth. I'll spray it black. It starts off white. I'll spray it black through an airbrush with watered down, water-based acrylics. And it's black, and then I start using razor blades and erasers and carbon fibers, and I take it all off back to get the white to show through. So I really just cover it black. I don't roll it. I usually try to spray it to give it that sleek.
But every single move in there is like, you showed me in there. You're using a razor.
Yeah, razor
blade. It's insane.
That's amazing. It's fun. It's a process that I've learned over just research, some people painting realism overseas, and I was like, man, I really want to see if this would work. I'm on animals, because the gentleman that I found that I really started, paying for videos and stuff, he was doing faces, which you have a lot of pores, you have a lot of wrinkles, and then he was doing beards and hair. So I thought, well, the hair would work on an animal's fur, eyes are eyes, and then, the nose and the pits and the wrinkles and, it just worked.
It's amazing how lifelike.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
But look like the hair pieces.
So is this how long have you done art? Like did you know when you went to college this is what you besides baseball, obviously?
I've done art ever since I was a kid. I love the outdoors, hunt, fishing, and all of that. And when I was on the bus, I would draw all the time. I have to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, Adam Taylor. He was our trainer at the University of Arkansas, and when we'd have 6 a.m. workouts, without mentioning his name, we had a trainer that would just, be all over us. It was just like every morning we couldn't have a good workout without him yelling. So I would draw character pictures on the whiteboard, and he would get mad and say, "Who are drawing these?" Well, Adam caught me, and I was like, "Don't say anything or else I'll be running for 4 hours, doing whatever stadiums." Well, Adam knew I could draw, and he loved art. Well, later, after I retired from baseball and I was doing screen printing, I found myself on the computer doing graphic design 40 hours a week. And Adam worked with Dr. Cox 201 and Shoulder Center and recovery. And he said, "Hey, I want you to get back. I want you to draw some pictures for me. You need to pick your pencil back up and get off the computer." And I drew 4 designs, 4 animals. We were going to hang them in his office so viewers could walk in and look at the pictures versus looking at the same magazine they've seen, laying out. When I took it to Art Emporium to get framed, the gentleman that owned Art Emporium asked me if I'd ever done an art show, and I told him no, this was therapeutic for me. He convinced me to do 3 originals and have an art show, and they all sold. And he has really educated me on how to sell my art by the square inch and in making an investment, for the person purchasing it.
You are... it's insane.
I appreciate it.
It's really, really amazing. And you sell the art, right?
I do.
Okay, and it's custom. So somebody says, "I want you to make this for me," and then you're making it. You're selling the original, and then you're selling the prints.
I sell 25 prints. I keep one of 25 for my family. I have an AP, which is an artist proof, which is considered kind of before one. And then once 25's finished, it's out. I think I have this one here was mine. It's that I've had in my office. It's display. And I think I have around like 4 or 5 of those left, and then this one will be discontinued. The other Razorback is already sold 25.
So what does the print go for? Like, what is something like
this piece right here framed is around $3,000. The art inside is $1.50 a square inch. It's pretty easy. So it's about $1,900 for the print. Originals I've sold anywhere. Originals usually I like to do on a 16 by 20. They'll range around $5,000-$6,000, and I've sold them up to $25,000. So. Wow. It just depends on the customer, what they want to spend. It's a huge process.
Like the process is as interesting as the art.
The story behind it, the story behind the piece is what makes the piece. One of my favorites is a bobcat. A good friend of mine, Keith Daffern at White River, where my wife and I have a river house. He is the grandson of Forrest L. Wood and Flippin'. It's a small town and it's a big boat world. And Keith always talks about the town of Flippin' being, who they are. Without the, the town of Flippin', they don't have a boat place. So he wanted an original. It ended up going to the Ledger Building, which is downtown Bentonville. And but we did a bobcat because they're the Flippin' Bobcats. And there's a poem written about it, and it talks about the town of Flippin'. It talks about Forrest L. Wood, myself, and the bobcat. And that's hanging in Keith's office. So it's a reminder of him of a lot of story behind it. That bobcat is 3 generations of my family that's been here. Without the bobcats, so cool. I don't have a boat company. So that is where the animal relates to the individual. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Clint, you know me a little while. You're meeting these guys newer. Rob's a serial entrepreneur. Like he's always trying to find the next thing. And I told him a little bit about you and some of the work you do, and he thought he could make some money here at these prices. So Rob wants to know if he could be in some of your art shows. So he's going to show you some of his custom art that he did.
Yeah, let's do it.
For some feedback.
Some feedback.
Okay, let's do this.
Right. Show us. Right.
He hasn't shown any of us.
But he's doing it's animals though. I told him to see if he can get himself in. All right, Rob, let's see this. The camera into Clint.
Well, should he look at it first?
No. I want you to show it to everybody.
We all see it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's almost like
that is awesome.
Show that out.
Rob, look at this.
Yeah, that is great, man. I love it.
Now what? So what are you drawing here? These are 3 dolphins.
3 dolphins.
Yeah.
And you got yourself, Matt, and I riding the dolphins.
That's what I'm talking about.
Riding.
And then there's like a turtle flying in the sky. What is that?
Is that mine?
Birds.
Is that mine? That's birds.
Do you want it?
Yeah.
I'd be honored.
Now,
So
what
here's
could you
the thing.
what could you sell this for though? At one of your, I mean, it's a one of a kind. This is
One of a kind.
There's no prints on this.
I signed not yet. I mean,
Man, what's crazy is that's pretty good.
it is pretty good. Did he answer?
You know what? I don't know.
I know you didn't. do that.
So I did. So does anybody have a pencil? I'm going to show you something really fun. So here's what's cool about this type of art. Like
That's
this
cool?
is funny. Yeah, it's awesome because here's why. Here's why I do art.
See, you
And
thought it was
I've
going to
gotta-
be funny.
Yep.
And
I got to show you something. I'm going to draw.
Thing.
I'm going to draw on this, and you watch.
Okay.
You watch. Well, out of all of this stuff, if I get a pen, I want y'all to film this, and I promise you we'll get more feedback from this than anything. And it's going to be very similar to your painting. And this is unplanned, so it's going to make it really fun.
Yeah.
And it can be a pencil. I got one in my truck.
Maybe upstairs has one.
I don't want to burn too much time, but I brought it fun.
We're fine.
Here you go. There's one in my truck.
Here, we got one coming.
Okay.
We got pen coming.
We got a pen coming.
Look.
Good job.
All right.
Shout out to Nidna.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do.
Wow.
This is what makes this artwork fun, and this is why
Hey,
I
it's
do
one of a
art.
kind. Don't draw on the art though.
I'm not.
That's an original.
I'm going to draw on. I'm going to draw on this file. I'm going to draw on this file. So here's what's fun about art, and this is honestly why I do it, because I get to be a kid every single day. Okay, I get to draw. It's fun.
My drawing reminds me of being a kid.
But you know what?
You're special, Rob.
It puts a smile on my face.
Yeah.
So I want everybody to watch this because you can do it. And people are like, oh, I can't draw a stick figure. You can if you know the steps to it. So one of my favorite things to do with kids, and I get just as much of enjoyment out of this, I'm serious, as I do one of these from an adult talking about it.
I love it.
Is we're going to draw a bird. So you teach a kid, you're like, hey, I want you to draw a number 2. Okay? It's pretty simple. Most kids can draw a number 2. And then I say, I want you to draw another number 2. And they're like, wow, I think I can do that. I want you to draw a circle. I want you to draw a triangle, a dot. Then I want you to draw a line underneath. I want you to draw their feet. And I want you to just connect this line behind it. And we have a bird.
Show it up on the screen.
That's it.
Now,
man.
Rob, you
And
could have
here's the
got
thing.
some. You
That's
could have got
two
some
number
lessons
twos.
on that.
Yeah.
So I want all the viewers out there to tag us of their kids drawing a bird. It's 2 number 2s, a circle, a triangle. And here's the thing.
Rob did 2 number 2s before he got here.
Yeah.
You will
Makes it look so easy.
No. Kids,
Hey, so I'm gonna
kids
take
are
a
good.
video of
Kids are gonna light up because whenever I'm at a restaurant and kids are in cheese dip and they're throwing and they're bored and they want if you draw a bird and watch them, it's awesome. It's all about steps.
Video. Do one more.
No. Clint, pass the pen and the folder.
Yeah.
Hey, give Rob.
we weren't gonna do it.
No,
For the viewers.
Yeah,
For the-
he's
it is for the
making
viewers.
2 number 2s.
No.
You want a video? Then you can do it. I'll show you one more time.
Do a
Okay.
video because the viewers are
Yeah,
going to
okay.
be able to show it to their kids.
But
Yep,
he needs
okay.
to do 2 number 2s.
Down.
Okay, here we go. So we're gonna draw. We're gonna draw a number 2.
Watch how quick Clint can
We're
do
gonna
this.
draw a number 2 again. We're gonna draw a circle. I'm gonna draw a triangle. I'm gonna draw an eye. We're gonna do 2 parallel lines like this.
You're up next.
2 feet.
You're doing this.
And we're gonna connect this line down, and we're just gonna come right back up. And we're just gonna have a cool little bird sitting there.
All right, I'll do
All
it
right.
next.
And if you're 2, 3, 4, 5, or 40, or 50, it's fun. Draw.
Why are you looking at me for 50?
40.
Because I'm telling you, art is about being a kid. You will have fun. And here's the thing: when you teach a kid this, you're going to realize that you had just as much fun drawing this because you're going to see a kid light up and smile and make them happy. And what you're going to do, you're going to be like, hey, you come here.
We want a kid
Bring
to
your
light up
crayon.
and smile. Pass the pen.
There we go.
Give him the same instructions.
see what I can
Where's your camera? Hold on.
I think I got it.
Hold on. No. Let's get the instructions.
Number 2.
All right.
Number 2, Rob.
Number
should
2.
be good at those.
Another number 2. You're going to connect that line up top and draw another number 2.
Oh, boy.
Yep. Draw a circle up top. Draw a triangle for his beak. A dot for his eye. You're going to draw a parallel line for the limb underneath that line. It's going across. 2 little feet coming down. Yep. And then connect the wing going down and up.
Oh, look at his.
There you go.
Oh, whoa.
And hey, but you got a bird, man.
That's pretty
Look at
good.
that. That's how you draw a bird.
That's good.
That's outstanding.
That was well done.
Yeah.
See, you drew a dove and I had 2 pigeons.
Yeah. Rob's bird had a sporty wing on there. It's just a straight up and down wing. But it's like, I've taught hundreds of kids that, and that's the worst bird I've ever seen.
Another line here.
There you go.
There you go.
Wow.
That's even much better.
That was good.
I mean,
Just wait.
I love it.
You'll have more content out of all of this. You'll get, because it just makes people happy, man, and that's why I do art. I tell people, I'm like, man, my art may not be for you, but it, or for everyone, but it may be for you. And it's all about how it touches you inside, your heart, and how you look at it. It makes you happy and smile. I think that's why I enjoy it so much. And I think that's why I do so much different things. And I try not to stay in one lane. I mean, and I mean, that bird, you'd be amazed how many times I've drawn that for kids, and I love drawing it just as much as I like seeing an adult smile at a painting I sell for thousands of dollars.
You know what? I'm going to do something for the viewers. The first person who would say they would like that original drawing from Rob Nelson from the B team will receive it.
Oh, you actually already gave this to Clint. So I mean, you're going to have to negotiate. Say, that's $3,000.
Sell that. You just gave it to Clint.
So now that he's committed, I'm going to sell this back to you for $20 because you guaranteed it. There we go.
What do you think of Rob's drawing, though? On a scale, can you sell that in Jacksonville?
Man, I may take it with me. I think I'm going to take it with me. I'm going to take a picture with it. I'm going to send it back to you.
I'd be happy with 10% for whatever you get for it.
Callie, he's going to sit down under his pillow.
Fair enough. It's going in a folder.
Get the dime out right now. It's going it over with.
It's going in the folder.
Or do I owe you money?
Nope. It's going in the folder. We're taking it.
We'll be like, so Clint, how did Jackson Hole work out? He's like, it was going really good, and I got that picture out of Rob's, and they sit and it was weird.
Yeah.
Oh, your son made this? That's so cute.
Yeah.
Hey, art.
You did good.
Yeah.
You did good for the team.
You never know.
So how much time we got? How much time we have?
As much time as you need.
Yeah.
No,
man, I brought y'all another gift if y'all are good with it.
We love
I'm going to talk about one more thing that's I'm really passionate about and been working hard on. So
hey, we love gifts.
Do we need any more? Does anyone want another drink while we're talking about it? No?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I'll take just a little bit.
Better.
Yeah.
You're taking the bottle when you leave.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's outstanding.
As soon as I said he was taking the bottle, he's like, okay.
No more pours.
My neighbor and I have been trying to get this. He's gonna be like, where'd you get that? Like, drink that.
You just need to be on the podcast.
Should have been on their podcast.
He's like, all I had to do was give away a big painting and a few other things, and I got it.
Well, he didn't give you the painting. That's not.
Well, I haven't talked about it yet.
Not yet. One more splash. You never know what'll happen.
Yeah.
So that'd be a pretty good trade.
That would, yeah.
The art is artwork for the painting.
Yeah. His wife's going through or something.
Absolutely.
All right, Clint, you had something.
All right, so
talk to us.
So another one of my customers that I'm very blessed, and I mean, I can't say enough about this group. So John Rich with Big and Rich. A lot of people know the song "Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy."
Can you sing it for us?
I cannot. That's one thing I can't do.
Do you guys know the song?
Yeah, no.
We may have a video of Josh doing something like that today.
Yeah.
But he didn't realize the video was on.
So I don't. That's funny. I got to see that.
Yeah, it's going to come out.
Too soon.
Yeah. I love it. So, and Josh, I think one of your events you had, they donated a couple of these bottles, but I brought 3 bottles for y'all to have, each one of you. John Rich, I do designs for his bar in Nashville, and you can buy stuff online. I believe John Rich is great. He speaks from the heart. He's really big into USA military and giving back, to the community, especially veterans. His whiskey is very good. Everything is 100% in the U.S., from the label, the whiskey, the brew, the glass, everything. It's got a great story that you can check out online. I don't want to take too much time, but there's something on the back that in the screen printing world that a couple partners that, doing designs for are giving back to Folds of Honor. And Folds of Honor is a group that give to, the military, the wives and the kids that their father, sacrificed and is not here or, injured. To help scholarships and a lot of things, and it stands for a lot, especially, I enjoy it because, I think I would be one to say that I would be scared to go to war. So I'm very blessed for the ones that have sacrificed for allowing me to paint and be a kid.
Amen.
So I really wanted to give a shout out, and this is why I enjoy doing screen printing and doing designs, is because just this whiskey alone, I think they've given back over 1.5 million to Folds of Honor.
Wow.
And so this whiskey is a lot easier to drink for me a lot of times, because when I'm at my bar at my house and I'm trying to choose a whiskey to drink, and I love Buffalo Trace, I'm very dear to that. But sometimes I just like having a glass of Redneck Riviera, because I know what he stands for and what's giving back. Always, it brings me back home. So I wanted to gift y'all that, and go check them out. A good friend of mine, TJ, that is a manager for John Rich, kind of brought me in, and I can't thank him enough. And One Country is another one that's a local group that we're doing some designs for. I noticed that they're giving away a truck called the Mallard, and they're giving back $10,000 to Folds of Honor.
That's amazing.
So a lot of people that we're working with right now is really supporting Folds of Honor, and I just wanted to give y'all a glass of, or a bottle of this whiskey. And
I love the name.
Yeah.
yeah, it's really cool. If you go on the website and listen to his stories, he's very good about telling a story. And on the back, you'll see on I think the blue one that I gave y'all, it says Granny Rich on it. And he's got videos about his granny. She liked to, I believe, smoke and drink whiskey. And she would say, hey, the whiskey's not good. And then finally, she was like, this is the one. So it says Granny Rich approved. And it's very smooth. They have worked their tails off. They have a new bottle coming out. We did a design today, a t-shirt design, and it has the American flag in the bottle. And
I think it's awesome.
It's really neat.
We should collaborate. These guys know where I'm going with the next conversation.
Yeah.
They help me. We do a bourbon charity tasting event every year with Matt and his brother Dave, and Rob's very, very vocal and helpful in this. And it all the proceeds go into veterans, and so
that's awesome.
This year we raised $50,000, so we're passionate on the same topics here, and absolutely we'd love to have John Rich and you involved, and anytime we could support our veterans, it's such a great thing.
Yeah, it is, man. We're very lucky to get to do what we do, and man, it's easy to forget those who have fallen and given their lives and time, especially with the world we live in today. It's like, it's tough for everyone, but there's people out there that are giving their time away from their family. I'm gone next week for a week, and they're like, I haven't been sleeping well at night just for the simple fact I know I'm going to be away from my family.
Right.
And I tell myself, I'm just like, I couldn't. I would like to say I could, and I would if I didn't have a choice, but man,
They're gone for they don't know how long.
they don't know. Contact is very slim, and
Unknown.
yeah. So
Well, you have a great family. When I leave my family, I sleep like a baby. Like, it's just like I'm away. Yeah,
I was going to say, this
sleep
guy
great.
is gone.
Yeah, I got
Monday
6
to
kids.
Friday
I
every
sleep
week.
wonderful, but your family is, Callie's amazing, and you have amazing kids. I could see why you'd be upset, but
I get a few nights away from the 6 kids and the dogs, and
I'm very lucky.
Like a
Yeah,
baby.
she has a full-time job with my kiddos, and encourages all my hobbies. And I got a lot of them.
But you're good at it all.
Yeah, I don't know if I go to all of them, but I try to do my best, and the only way you can do your best
Like
is
we have a
focus.
lot of hobbies, but we're not good at it.
your artwork was good.
At least Clint's hobbies involve making money.
Yeah,
I
sometimes.
spin.
Sometimes.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Sometimes.
No, I know. We all have. We all have.
No, for sure.
But a shout out to our better halves, because
Man,
Cheers.
they are fantastic. Clint, thanks for coming in, spend time with us today.
Man, thanks for having me.
You are like the international man of mystery, and I'm telling you, your artwork is amazing. We're honored and thrilled to have you here, and the work that you do in the community it's just fantastic. So thanks for everything that you do.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah,
Thanks for coming in.
and
I'm excited to have him back already.
Yeah.
You just want to pair of
I don't
shoes.
feel like we
what's
even
going
scratched
on.
the surface.
oh yeah, no, we really didn't. But hey,
Logo. 6 months from now.
that's right. I
mean,
plan on it
6
6 months. We'll be back 6 months, and we'll see where you're at.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna be here.
Yeah.
Okay, before we stop, what did it cost you for the 6-month deal that you made with them here?
Just a
Just
No, yeah, just a logo. I gotta create a logo. And if I don't come back with a logo, I'll ask for another 6 months. That's how it's gonna go.
I'll give you his phone number. You can text him the logo. He doesn't need to be here.
Yeah, it may have something to do with a bird.
Ooh,
I think it's
There you
what
go.
we're gonna do. I'm gonna figure out your initials that would draw an animal. Yeah. being too, I'm gonna try to come up with your initials so all of our kids out there and
That'd be kind of
and
cool.
moms. Yeah, I want to see how many birds we have tagged. I need moms and kids to tag Clint, Brannon, Art on Instagram of their birds. I want to see them.
But you know what would be great?
And you guys as well.
You know what would be great?
Yeah.
Rob will come down with arm in a sling and he'll sign them. And you're not getting 1,500 orders for any shirts.
That's
Rob's logo.
I mean, our viewers are going to support. Now, Rob, he's building a new bar right now, so he'd have to commission Clint to make a real print.
That's what I was thinking.
What's the chance of us getting it tattooed on your arm?
I mean, if it's for the viewers, a piece of art for my new bar.
Oh man,
He bought.
So what we're saying is, if he gets a tattoo logo on his back, you're going to commission a print for him.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Absolutely. Deal. Man, I should have said that. That's a whiskey. That's a whiskey. I don't have any tattoo here.
It's on camera. He can't even back out of it.
I should have brought that in. I should have brought that
This is
down.
amazing.
Oh,
Angie, we're getting a tattoo of 2 birds on his back.
we'll have
Rob's
a lot
gonna
of
be like,
whiskey.
it was only $10,000 for that tattoo, like on this picture.
But you still have a job on the podcast.
And I might be a permanent guest.
Yeah, I think so. I think you have to be.
Wow.
Thanks again, Clint.
Yeah,
This was awesome.
yeah.
Appreciate the swag.
Yeah,
Yes,
that- no problem. Yeah, I mean, thanks
Great
for having
stuff.
me.
Great
Thanks
stuff.
for having me. Let me share my
Congrats.
story.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.